I am so stoked to have my next guest join us. She's a very talented singer and songwriter whose latest EP is called Baby Teeth, and she has more new music out right now. It is Zoe Ko.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
I know that we had a little hiccup with getting over here, and you're a New Yorker walking in the blazing sun of Los Angeles in this lovely outfit.
We're like, there's all these like auto car part places around here, and I was just like, hey, like walking by. But I liked it a little more.
We are filming this at an auto body shop, if you
perfect.
didn't know. Yeah,
I didn't know. It looks sick.
Yeah, if you start you're hearing some of the
right.
You know what's going on.
It's part of the grungy vibe.
That's right. That's right. But apparently you're used to it. You love this stuff. By the way, I love the outfit.
Oh my God, thank you. I don't know where. Actually, I do know where everything is from. Everything's thrifted. I guess this wasn't. This was like a Hanes t-shirt pack. Excuse me. But the bra's thrifted. This is, thrifted from a fleet. Even like the little charms, everything's thrifted. Yeah.
But I love how everything has spikes on it. So I just said that you walked over here, so it was very appropriate.
Yeah.
This outfit.
No,
in case any of the other auto body shop workers started to,
It's like my armor. I like put it on like for a show or for, I don't know, a walk. I'll like literally just feel like I'm wearing armor. Like if someone tries to grab me, they're getting stabbed. You know what I mean?
Clearly.
I've actually cut myself on these little
You're like a porcupine, like literally here.
I know. These are like deceivingly spiky as well.
Very deceiving, yes, yes. And it's very curious that as someone that is originally from New York, you're walking around LA like this and things like that, how have you acclimated to living here?
It's so funny. Like I actually feel like, I don't know the like crime rates or anything, but I feel actually like safer here. It's just so like open. I'm like, who's gonna like hide behind a little corner or whatever, you know what I mean? Like in New York, I guess in New York I didn't know the lay of the land a little more. Like here it's so spread out that it's like, oh my God, if my phone dies, if my car is not working or something, I'm like so stranded.
Right.
And like in New York I could just like walk technically from like, Upper Manhattan all the way down if I really needed to, so yeah.
But musically speaking, you are definitely fitting in as well. There's a lot of influence with regards to some of the music that you make and a lot of the Southern California punk rock, alternative rock vibes. And from what I understand, your musical upbringing was kind of all over the place.
Oh yeah, so all over the place. I have like divorced parents, so I listened to very different music with my dad when I was with him, and then totally all over the place music with my mom. Like when I was like super, super young, I'm also an only child, so I just had to entertain myself, and she was working or whatever, so she would just like give me a bunch of like CDs from the library, and I would just like play whatever she gave me, and it was like literally ranging from like whale music, literal music made from whale sounds. I didn't even know that existed, but it does. To then like
I'm learning that right now.
To like Amy Winehouse and like the Beatles and Gwen Stefani, like it was crazy. Like it was just all over the place. So yeah, definitely, made me consider everything that music could possibly be,
You've been writing music, from what I understand, since a very young age. Like, as a young child, you were like, I'm so sad, I need to write a song.
No, literally. I was so emo as a little baby. Yeah, no, like, I mean, my parents got divorced when I was really young, like 2, 3, I don't even know. But, and literally the first song I wrote was like a divorce song about my parents.
Oh.
And it was like so sad, but like beautiful and like really good for me to write. I think I was like 7, and I have like a little tiny video of it like in my grandma's house where I'm like singing it to my family and stuff. And then my first performance was at my like grandpa's funeral, and I was like on the stage, and I like, made sure I didn't cry until I like got through the song, and then I could like cry after. And then that was like my first like real pop structured song, and it was for my grandpa's funeral. And that was at 12. And then, I don't know, I just like never stopped after that. I was like writing full pop songs, like verse, pre-chorus, chorus kind of structure after that.
How rudimentary, how much do you remember from that divorce song? I feel like that could be a very traumatic, number one, experience, and a dramatic song.
Yeah, it was very dramatic.
And you sung it for them.
Uh-huh. I mean, they were just like all for me being creative and like, entertaining myself. But no, I mean, like I've always been like a creative writer and a creative person. So like whether it's like whether my feelings like came through crafting or painting or I don't know, like hanging out with animals or whatever, like songwriting was just another form of that. And I would write poems a lot too and turn those into songs. So I think it was called Running Black. I like actually professionally released it and everything. And then it
Wait, the divorce song is called Running Black?
Running Black, like a metaphor of like the water, the love turned dark or something.
Ooh, how old were you?
I wrote that when I was like 13.
How did your parents take to it?
Oh, they were like, woohoo!
This is great.
Song!
We're still getting a divorce.
Yeah, but they, I mean, like, I don't even remember my parents together. Like, I honestly believe, like, if two people don't want to be together, that's okay. Like, you know, like, that's probably better than if they were together.
Well, you were so young when it happened.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be different if you were older and then really understood the
exactly.
gravity of the situation.
And then also, I was really lucky. My dad remarried, and I love my stepmom, so, you know, it all worked out. It's all good. But yeah, I was emo about it for a little bit.
And very well adjusted, apparently, too.
Just dealing with it through my creative writing.
Totally. When did you decide to actually go into this full time? Because New York, you can really take advantage of open mic nights, and you hear all the stories about people finding themselves, finding their sound, their personality, and so forth that they want to present.
Yeah, well, I think like being in New York was like almost double-edged sword for me, in the sense of like I never had that much like quiet and alone time to myself of like just being with a guitar or something. So I was like thrown in a lot of sessions and like exposed to all these different genres, and like my voice itself, like I grew up singing all these different genres, so I could do it. So I think like finding who Zoe Ko was as an artist was really hard for me. And I was so influenced by mainly like just working with these like older men in studios and stuff. And though those songs are really cool, like I've like, I don't know, just like 100 old songs that like I could pull up, and they're all completely different, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just like didn't ever feel like I landed on who I was yet as an artist sonically. So I just like, released a few little things, eventually took it off, but like nothing ever really stuck with me yet. So it took the pandemic for me to like really get space and quiet for the first time. And then I learned guitar over the pandemic and stuff more seriously. That's when I started writing, you know, the beginnings of like Lovesick in Public and Line I wrote on guitar with myself. And and then eventually, like when I moved back into New York just for the little pandemic area, then brought that to like one of my favorite producers that I had been working with up until then. And then we like made it into now what is Zoe Ko. But like it took a second for me to just like, write a cappella for a while, and again, like go back to my roots of like turning my journals or like poetry into songs and stuff to like then find my own voice. So
Literally the silver lining of the pandemic, isn't it?
Yeah, it was so interesting.
The world shut down. You're like, you have nothing else.
Yeah,
we are not giving you nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
that was a perfect time for people
definitely
to figure
found
themselves
myself
out.
through it.
Yeah, and like now here we are, what, 4 years later, 3 to 4 years later, we're hearing this music, we're seeing people doing things.
Yeah.
How do you think you've changed over the course of the last 4 years?
Oh my God, I've changed so much. I mean, like, not even 4 years. I don't even remember who the bitch was 4 years ago. But she definitely wasn't dressing like this 100%.
She was still the nerdy girl in the library?
Little nerdy. I went through like ebb and flows. I like was actually like pretty severely bullied in high school. There was a lot of slut shaming in my school, which is crazy. But yeah, that was hot tea. But
what were you bullied for?
Just like slut shaming stuff. I like actually talk about it in my song Baby Teeth. I like reference her name. I call her out Jenny. I hope Jenny's okay now. I hope she's doing well. But she was just like the popular girl in school, and like the boyfriend liked me, and we were a little flirty while they were still dating, and it was like messy high school stuff. But it was like the entire school, like it became a trend to just not talk to me and like hate me. It was crazy. Like Zoe Ho was like written on the walls, like, you know, like scary on like the bathroom walls too, in the stalls. It was crazy.
Wow.
But during that time, that's when I was like, okay, everyone then, I'm just gonna buy a lot of, you know, huge fur coats and do my internships. And so it was like also a double-edged sword. Then I like became a professional like businesswoman through it, so it's fine.
How much do you think, I mean, obviously it's all you, but how much do you think that performing, writing music allows you to just be Zoe Ho?
No, I literally wrote in my phone app today, like there was like this phrase in high school that was like, the bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. And it meant like hoop earrings. I wore the biggest hoop earrings, let me tell you. But I swear, like, I literally kind of want to make that a song now. The bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. I think it's cool.
But I think there's ownership that is empowering as well.
No, I mean, I wore literally the biggest hoop earrings. They were like that big. They were like
That's literally
like,
the size of a
ridiculous.
watermelon.
Yes, they were like absolutely ridiculous. I'm shocked my earlobe never like got cut in half from it. But I loved them. And I was like, I think I got to bring the hoops back. I think it's time. I think it's time.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
So yeah, we are becoming Zoe Ho. I'm now owning it for sure.
Your new song, Dirt, is certainly, I think, an embodiment of New York and LA.
Yes, it totally is. I think I wrote that like a month into moving here, or like 3 weeks, and I like charged into Johnny, my like collaborator's studio, and I was like, oh my God, like I hate it here. Like I was being so dramatic. It was so funny.
How long had you been here by that point?
Yeah, I was there for like 3 weeks. I've been here. I was there for like, what am I saying? I moved here.
We are in
like
LA.
3 weeks. Yeah. I moved here 3 weeks, and then I wrote that song. And now I've been here for like 8 months. So we're in a different phase. But yeah, no, I was just like being so dramatic, and I missed New York, and I was like having such like homesickness, and I was like, oh my God, like I keep seeing all these like white girls in like Lululemon, you know, with their cute dogs and sunglasses, and I was like, I don't know how to process this. You know, I just like wasn't used to it.
You saw all of it on TikTok.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But like being in it was just different. I was like, where are my people? But obviously now I have my people, but.
Right. Well, it seems like you're acclimating well here.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, it's very warm out, and that's very nice.
Well, hey, there's a lot to love.
Yep, there is a lot to love.
And then you're also doing work as well.
Yes, that's really nice. Like, I was, like, chasing it so much in New York, you know, and I was just kind of, like, coming to me, and I'm like, wow, this is a nice vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Like, maybe in 10 years, it'll switch back to New York. No idea.
Once you get settled. And,
I know.
and you're at a different level, right?
Yeah, and then I'll be like, oh, gotta go back.
Right, or have a second house back home.
I know, that's the dream, isn't it?
Go back and forth.
Yeah, a little two-houser.
Yeah,
Oh,
and you can
hi,
take this
Bob.
dog with you.
Hi, you want to come to New York?
Yeah, where's your accent?
It's like not a thing. I don't know why. Every now and then.
What are you talking about? I've been to pizza shops. I've been to New York, and it's still
no,
there.
my accent is not a thing. I wish it was. I wish I was like a super classic, like New York, had a like super classic New York accent. But
yeah, what's this dog doing here?
What's this dog doing here? Where's my coffee?
Congrats on all the attention and everything,
Thank you.
and best of luck with the new
Thank
music.
you.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Great to meet him too.
Yes. It's Zoe Ko right here on B-Sides.